into the AVIN because my... Alright, so we have the head unit installed, looking really good actually. Alright, so we have the EONON right here, beautiful. Now we already have an aftermarket head unit right here, and it actually looks very similar, but you know, looks can be deceiving. No head unit is the same, believe me. Different brands carry different DSPs and all of that. So I'm gonna uninstall the original one or the aftermarket one and then put the EONON one in, and it's gonna be amazing because this one will have Android Auto wireless and Apple CarPlay wireless, which this one has it doesn't have the Android Auto wireless, so it's gonna be a big upgrade. Alright, so I have the Honda OEM harness right here, or a adapter, and then I have the EONON, and all I have to do is connect these right here, which is like 5 cables, on over to these 5 cable/wires, and they're pretty much color coded. Some of these other wires are for steering wheel controls, and I wouldn't just need that, so I pretty much just match all these colors up. Orange with orange, yellow with yellow, and so forth. And you can solder them, or you can twist tie. Like you can just twist them. And then I usually use electric tape. Some people use these little clippers, these little clips right here, so you can tap in. For my case, since I do so many of these, I just think the electric tape is the most reliable. So what I usually do is I usually just strip most of these. So just kind of strip it, so it has a little more twisting area. And then I just, there's a lot of ways you can do this to make it more secure, but I just like doing like this right here. And I kind of fold it over. So you can go online, YouTube, they show you all these fancy ways to twist it if that's something you're interested. So do these for the next 5 cables. For the NSX, I'm gonna use these RCAs. That's why I don't have to do the left speaker and right speaker, because that's already done for me. Finishing up the last wire right here. So the 5 connections that I've added is the red one, which is when you turn your key to accessory, it turns your car on. Ground is another connection for the power, so black for black. Battery, this is constant power, yellow. We have blue for my amplifier, so this car has like an OEM amplifier. That way it knows to turn it on. And then we have orange, which is the illumination when I turn on my parking/city lights, as well as my headlights. The head unit will dim. Other than that, that is it for the wiring. Now, I don't have steering wheel controls for my car, so I don't need that. Again, if you guys had to have more wiring, if you didn't have this, you would have to do individually the left speaker, the right speaker, front, and then the rear of your car. So let's get this test fitted in the car, and you just plug this black back port to the back of the head unit, and then this white one, which will depend on your car, the adapter you buy off of Amazon or something like that, that goes to your OEM harness in the back. So we are back on the head unit. We have the EONON. Man, you guys are gonna butcher me if you guys actually know how to pronounce it right, because I've been butchering that pretty bad. So like I was speaking about earlier, right here is where you want to plug in that harness, the OEM one or the OEM adapter one with the adapter that they provide you. So let's plug that back in. Should hear a click, And there's gonna be other functionalities, but I like to test these ports first as well. So I still need to do the backup camera and all that, but that's going to be in a later time. I really just want to test power and then sound. So we got front, right, and left. Purple and green are going to be your rear speakers. So I have it plugged in to the back like so. Your speakers, and then you have your power. Now I'm gonna have to kind of fish this back in here because it's not very long. We do have power, which is a good sign. Let's see if you guys can get a better view of that head unit. So we have EONON. Now also for my car, I have this little bracket system that I bought separately so it can fit a little bit more snug into the head unit. Alright, we do have audio. The first thing I want to test out is Bluetooth connection, and for me that's one of the staple things you need to be doing. So I'm going to be looking. Now right now I have Samsung Galaxy Fold 4. I see the device right there. 5802. And I should be connected. Okay, now it's automatically taking me to Z-Link. Let's see what it does from there. It says waiting. And we have Android Auto Wireless, just like that. That's incredible. Alright, so I'm going to try to do this so there's no sound, but I do have the backup camera installed. I have it plugged into, again, the connections are kind of loose, that's why it's not the best, but I just want to show you guys how it looks like. So I have the camera plugged into the AVIN because my car does not have a like reverse signal because it's a 1995. Every time I want to look at the backup camera, I would have to go to the AVIN to take a look at that. Not a big deal. It's good to have just in case I am reversing. I don't want to hit the curb or anything. I like to reverse park, but it does have that functionality there. And I'll show you guys how I wired it up in. But I'm plugged. There's one yellow that's plugged into the back of the VIN slot, but other than that, that's all it took, just that, and then you power the wire of the reverse camera, which is cool. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap this up, clean it up, and then we can go through the user interface when it comes to the install. The install was not very difficult at all, and I really want to get my hands on like all the applications that they're giving me right now. Alright, just look at this rat's nest. It's because of the antennas. But anyways, I have the GPS plugged in right here, which is this little yellow thing. Wi-Fi antenna is also right here, which I have right here. I'm gonna have it on the top. Main plugs. You have your extra USBs right here. The Carplay USB is a little bit different, so I have it coming out here. Microphone, I'm not using the microphone. The reverse camera that I was speaking about before, and that's it. So it's ready to come back in and look good. I actually have nothing plugged into the back of this reverse thing. It's already getting power somehow. So that's a reverse camera, but other than that, yeah, it's ready to go back in and cleaned up for sure. I just wanted to show you guys the wiring because that's obviously the most complicated part when it comes to this, but it's actually really easy. It was only 5 wires, and then you have your backup camera, which in most cars you might not even have, then these extra cables. Very easy to install. Alright, so we have the head unit installed, looking really good actually. All the fitment's nice. Got pressed down there to make sure everything looks even tucked, but it's a double din, so anything you had universally, with all the adjustments they give you, you'll be perfectly fine. Yeah, so let's just go through all the menu and how it looks like. So we have this nice cool blue theme going on here. Punch in a little bit for you guys. Nice cool blue theme. Here's all the widgets and apps. Now, some cool apps that they have included here are navigation. So it does use that GPS antenna. You can pick whatever you want, or you can even map it to Netflix and stuff. That's cool. I would love it if I can have that mapped to my AVN, so I can hit that reverse camera a little bit easier. Radio right here. I'm in the garage right now, but you have your normal stations, 103.5. See, you can hear it working. So there's that's the radio app. Music is if you want to have music stored into the micro SD card or the actual storage of the unit. Some people like that, storing all that music locally. Video is self-explanatory, same thing with music. There's built-in storage as well as yeah, just built-in storage as well as expandable. So if you want that, you got your settings. We can go through that a little bit later. Bluetooth is the applications we went through earlier. Here's all the Bluetooth music. Z-Link is the Apple Carplay and Android Auto. So this is the app that I use the most. So it has the GPS, of course the app itself, and everything that Google has. It's going to be right here too. So that's really cool. So these are the apps I had installed on my phone. So it kind of mirrors on your phone into the head unit. AVN is what we talked about earlier. That's my backup camera, so that's going to be facing my garage right now because I have the garage closed. Gallery is just like how your photos, your phone has it, like photos and stuff like that. You can install things like more APKs through like Google, so it's an Android device. Clock, amplifier. This is how it looks like right here. You have all these bands. You can really customize the way you want it to sound. So this one has the DAC, and yeah, 16 bands. Is that 16? I don't even know. There's just so many things you can do to make it sound really good. Calculator, calendar, Chrome, Carbit. This is like another mirroring application for your phone. Gmail, Google, like this all this stuff. Netflix is a big one. So you want to watch Netflix and stuff like that. Torque is a cool one too if you have an OBD2 reader. So this can read like your RPM. You can calculate your MPGs and even get rid of check engine lights and diagnose it, all that stuff. So if you have issues with your car, you can actually use your head unit to see what your car is doing, which is really cool. But yeah, this is a awesome head unit. Let's look at the final thing I usually like to look at is the settings. I like to go to car settings to see what they have here. So we should have panel lighting, so you can change the color here. You can kind of see it right there. So when your headlights are on, I like it. Oh, white looks really good too, so I'm gonna keep it white. It looks really clean. So let me see if I can reach over. If I turn on my headlights, you can see it turn on, and then I can turn it off, and those lights turn off too. Car steering wheel. This car is super old, so there is no steering wheel controls on that puppy, which is fine. Amplifier, we already talked about. Navigation. So here's a little bit more settings, like driver settings. This is the one I really like. Allow watching videos. So if you're having issues, let me see if I can get this bad boy in focus for you. Okay, so if you can't, like, if it's black, if you're trying to look at watch Netflix while driving for your passenger or whatever, make sure that driving settings on. Extra settings, I like auto sleep. That's the way I like to have it. Oh, my garage lights just turned off. But yeah, here are your reverse camera stuff too. Whew. And then factory settings. I don't know the code, but I can probably You guys can put a comment down below. 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Nope. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 6 is the code right there, and then you can actually customize the boot logo. I want it to be Acura because this is an Acura right there, and you can customize it and so forth from there. Oh, a little lag because it's probably trying to save it. And you can customize all these crazy things, super customizable. You guys probably don't need to worry about that, but if you want to change that boot logo, that's something you guys should check out. And lastly, about machine, you can see the processor. This is the RK3566 Android 11. There's the security patches. CPU is a quad-core Cortex A55 1.8, 2 gigs of RAM, and so forth. It feels smooth. The screen looks nice. Will it be bright enough outside? Let's see if I can max out the brightness here. Brightness. So it's on the lowest brightness. Crank that bad boy up, really bright, and you can even turn off your. This should turn up. There's a brightness thing right there too. So you can have your brightness slider right there. Cool. Alright guys, so that concludes it. If you guys were interested in this awesome head unit, please take a look down below. In the links descriptions, there's going to be the where to buy this and their store if you want to look, if you have like a specific model. If you drive a BMW or Mazda, they make specific models. Even other brands too, of course, like Toyota, Honda, and a bunch of other units. But yeah, be sure to check them out. And yeah, I'm really liking this. Okay, for me personally, I use Android Auto and Apple Carplay a lot. So having it wireless is just killer. Some head units have issues with Android Auto wireless. Apple CarPlay, they have no problems, but for some reason Android on Android, they hate each other, okay? So Android on Apple, they love each other, it works but this is the first time it works like a charm. Didn't have to do anything, didn't have to download Android Reloaded or anything, just works right out of the box, and I love that. So please sure to give me that, smash that like button, and it's like 110 right now in California, so I'm sweating in my car. So if you can just, you know, give me that like, that would mean so much to me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.